want to make this video about a topic that's kind of technical, or it comes in the same category as predictions, but it's not psychic predictions. I use different mechanisms for psychic predictions based on extended mind or communion with universal mind, or sometimes hearing from ghosts. But this part of it is also predictions, but it's based on rational reasoning or making models, kind of getting started and going in that direction. Well, when I was younger, I was very much a believer in math and physics and all that. And as I got older, I don't care as much, and I think that the psychic predictions are just as valid as any math model or anything like that. But well, I was in this area for a very long time, and there are some ideas that are very worthwhile. One of the things that I use to make a model of what's going to happen economically in society is simply look at my own self as a economic unit, like a person becomes the economic unit, and see what I buy, what I sell, or what service I have that I offer and sell, and where does my money go, what areas I have a lot of problems, what areas are very easy in my life. Let's see, what political pressures or social pressures I have that I didn't have like when I was younger. And then it's like seeing the whole world in a grain of sand, or in a little box or a sandbox, and generalizing from a very limited area to the universe. The same philosophy I use with quantum physics and particle and universe, because the universe is mostly hydrogen atoms, and it's a very good idea to study hydrogen atoms, and you can pretty much generalize to the rest of the universe. In fact, this is the way many physicists started to cosmology, by studying hydrogen atom. And another area that's very valuable is I learned this when I got into fist fight with my ex, and I ended up in court, domestic violence court. So when they take you there in the big can and bring it out, you're not the only one. You're not the main show. So I had to sit in the court and listen to all these other cases that were coming in. I learned a tremendous amount. In fact, if I ever want to go get my bar exam passed, I would, or if I wanted to practice law, I already know a lot of law. I would simply go sit in different courts. I would go sit in traffic court. That's a great place to make a living. Simply help people beat DUIs and then I would go sit in criminal court. I would sit in civil litigation. I don't know if they let you in because those cases are very lengthy, or they allow the public to sit in the trials. I think some of them are restricted. But I know that traffic court that you can sit through it, or domestic violence courts, and what I'm trying to say is that looking at the little atmosphere, a little bit of area in society, then you you will learn what is going on in the whole society. If you look at one person economically, you know what's gonna happen, because the rest of the society is just a collection of this one person, a typical person. Uh, in the Sufi school, they have Molavi. I don't know if the Western audience are familiar with Molavi. Easterners, they totally know him. He's one of the biggest mystics. He had a lot of poetry and books, and he advised people that like somebody who's got money and wealth but no experience with life is simply to go and live in a in a in a in a like a ghetto-like environment, like a low income neighborhood, because all the stuff that happens in low income neighborhoods is reflects or is magnified from the rest of society. They're all connected, but it's more violent and more dramatic, and you learn a lot. It's just like looking at the little cosmos, and then another method that I use. I know my mechanic really hates this, but is like if you want to learn how cars operate, how to buy, sell, how to repair them, you just want to get a lot of experience. You just buy a car. Well, my son did this to me. He bought a car that was not a very good car. Had a lot of problems. I had an outside mechanic. He's my friend. He's got his own tools in the car. He comes around, and I had to fix a lot of parts. And then also it had small issues. I had to deal with that, and some body problems. So this even over a year or so, I spent some money, and I've lost track, but not a lot. But it has helped me deal with different aspects of the car that I normally would never look at, or if I had always a new car and this happened to it, I would probably toss the car away. But because I've seen it, now I know, hey, there are solutions, and the solution doesn't have to be very expensive. Uh, Another way that I learn a lot about the world and about my own self, I have diabetes, and my diabetes is pretty advanced. It's type 1. It used to be type 2. So I learn a lot about herbs and different medications, and how to deal with a lot of issues that have arisen, like circulation, infection. What else? I lost one of my eyes, but I couldn't really fix it. But hey, I got some experience as a layperson dealing with some of these issues, and then also what else? I learned how to get over depression, because a lot of diabetics are also has depression problems. And what else? Yeah, once you have a system, a smaller system that you have no choice but to deal with, then you see all the other issues that you would normally not see. Um, Anyhow, right now a lot of companies are able to make huge databases, and I saw one of the companies, they're collecting all the data on different patients, and there are expert systems or software systems that are able to sift through all these databases and come up with the correlations that are very intricate. Even a very good physician wouldn't be able to tell. Right now, you could take a blood test and give it to one of these systems. I think Kaiser Permanente uses one, uh, and it could tell from your age, your race, and your blood, and your history a little bit. It could correlate and find out when you're gonna have a next heart attack, or when you're due for a checkup, or all that stuff. Um, Once again, these correlations can be very intricate. For example, there are systems that could look at two different baseball teams, and by studying all the characteristics of each team, kind of figure out their strengths, and also be able to predict which team is going to win, like sports betting software. So all these areas, they are very interesting. I keep working on different ones. Some of my videos that have to do with deflation has also to do with the way I buy and do stuff. Like I have a habit of going to the dollar store and see what I can get, and also studying the kinds of stuff and the quantity, or the volume, or whatever that's there, and this shows deflation in commodities, and it changes every week or every month. Um, it's worth studying this stuff. Well, sometimes I bought some cheese. There was a feta cheese, and the amount I bought, it came in a package. So I bought like 3 packages from 99-cent store, and they were like $1 each. So if I had gone to like a Persian store, or to Vaughn's, probably have to pay like $4 for that amount of cheese. So I bought a bunch of them, but it shows that the real price that the company manufactures this product is far below what the retail price is. The retail price probably should be like $4 or $5. And the same, for example, I bought the other day, or I usually buy it every week, I bought a whole bunch of peeled garlic. They come in a package, and I think they have like 20 or 25 little garlic. And if I had gone to a specialty store, that package probably would be like $5 or $6. That's a lot of work went into making that, but it shows that there is real technologically induced deflation, and it shows up some places, not everywhere, but when you study your own economic habits, or your own buying habits, or how you acquire stuff, these things, they show up. Like it shows that there is this real deflation. The other one I saw is I started buying some of the car parts for my Nissan, the old one that I keep fixing, and I was also buying it from Napa or other O'Reilly or whatever. And the price that you get it off the internet or off the eBay, like I think I got one part for $23, but if I had gone to the store, that part would have been like $113. But then there was another one I got. It was like a sensor for air gas mixture, some smog related stuff. And I bought it, I think, for like $38, but the one in the store was about 160. So just the fact that the companies could sell something and don't have to worry about it coming back, or have to be very accurate, hire somebody to get the exact part, it relieved them of, or relieved me from a huge cost. The cost, I bought the stuff off of eBay that they were wrong, but I got it so cheap, so I just tossed them to the side. I could go back to eBay and ask for a refund, but the amounts of money that's this kind of deflation it saves is so much that so that by studying these different smaller systems, I see technologically induced deflation. So also there is a lot of countries around the world like Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, well, North Korea now, but China itself. There's a lot of little Asian countries like Mongolistan or India, and they're all manufacturing now. And these places they have huge populations, so the stuff that's manufactured, the agricultural product, is so cheap, and but it doesn't really show up in Vons or in a specialty store, or if I went to other part of the store on the street corner. But it does show up, the deflation. It does show up like places like eBay. Like somebody has this product and they say, I just want to sell it, and usually I get like the same thing, like 20% of what it would be retail, like I told you about the sensor, and the same with the dollar store. But the stuff in the dollar store, they could be very cheap, but some of them they cannot sell it on the eBay because the bulk of it, the shipping just kills it. So, but hey, this is a really interesting academic topic. I'll be following up on it. Even though my audience shrinks, few people can deal with this topic. I find it very interesting. And thank you very much for being in my YouTube channel. And please subscribe.